Hello. Sorry, making sure this is recording. Hello, this is AMA of Hazelwood, and thanks for joining me again. Sorry I haven't posted anything for a bit. With the weather down here, things are getting a little bit more tricky. I said in my last post I was out of water and heat for a while, but thanks to some great people in the area, I got running water again. I've got my stove fixed, but the only downside is I haven't tested the stove yet, and I'm a little leery of it just from past bad experiences that I will get into on a later date. So, needless to say, yeah, things are starting to get back up there. I had a commission for a firearm holster. Sorry. And this is the first one I've done. Never done anything. And by the way, wooden pistol for any liberal out there who's like, oh my god, he's got a gun. Yeah. See? Just a wooden pistol. But needless to say, yeah, it's been an interesting couple months. Not really much help for someone who's got injuries from being struck by a truck for while walking to work. Uh, Going on 7 years next month. So yeah, what else is on the go here? I posted pictures of a potbelly stove that I'm trying to fix up and restore for the bedroom because I'm trying to divide the heat as best as I can in the house. Um, I've got the new workstation set up so at least I can work without freezing my arse off here. And I will start actually producing wares again, thankfully. And I can't stress this enough. There's a heck of a lot of locals I owe a great debt to out here. Um, because of my injuries, I also have mental health issues too, depression, anxiety, uh, to name a few. And it's a lot to cope with being now 3 years pretty much by myself, alone, little to no human contact besides the locals popping in, making sure I'm not dead. Uh, I wish I was joking about that too. But no. We'll get into a video specially dedicated to the custom of hospitality that has been ingrained in the hearts and souls of Newfoundlanders. Uh, there's a lot to talk about on that, like from the northern peninsula all the way down to St. John's, which is what a lot of people refer to as town. And you may hear me say the word town, and I'm not referring to a small township or outport. I'm referring to St. John's in that reference. But yeah, it's it's been a long go, and if it wasn't for locals and some family members, I still think I'd be going, but I'd be a heck of a lot worse off. This has been something because of my injuries, all the trauma I faced from the accident and everything. It's my attempt to re-grab something of my life. After the accident, there was just way too much chaos and ups and downs, and there was a lot of fluctuation and a lot of uncertainty. But with this, yeah, I'm I- I'm gonna definitely keep you guys up, up to date on it. I'm actually making my first commentary video tonight as best as I can. I'm still working with technologies I don't even know much about. So yeah, it'll be a surprise for what it is. This video I'm doing right now, by the way, any basic conversation or chat I have with you guys is going to be unedited. This is a direct conversation with you. This isn't me trying to pick the best sentences or the greatest words or, trying to make it as Hollywood for you as possible. This is me trying to rebuild my connection with humanity because isolation sickness is a real thing. A lot of people say they can go off in the woods and live in a cabin, and you may think that because you isolate yourself in your house from people within like a city or a town, but it's very quite different when that option is very scarce and it gets in on you. So these conversations I'm hoping to build with you guys is essentially just a diary. It's me talking about my day and what's on the go and just generally what pops into my mind. And you got to mind if I jump from things because I'm still trying to reorganize my mind after from the accident. And it's taking time to get back there. But yeah. So I'll be making content tonight, and that will be edited because I would like to get all the facts as possible that I can get out there. And a little Easter egg that I'm dropping now is at the end of every video, up to a certain time, I am going to drop a little video at the end of every content I create, telling the story of my development into what you guys might consider right wing media. In I don't want you to take that into a negative content because too many people get aggressive and visceral over this stuff. What I mean is, at one point in time when I had nothing and I was trying to figure out some pretty deep stuff, the first two, I don't want to say right wing for one of them because one of them isn't right wing. He's more centralist, if anything. But he's a musician, and you'll know him when I say his name. But he's a musician, and he's very controversial with the things he would talk about. And I didn't listen to a lot of that style of music at the time, but I was trying to make a decision on some content I was bringing forth with me on my journey to figure out this answer that I was seeking out. And so the first one I downloaded was I was using Spotify at the time, so like I downloaded a lot of music. I listened to like Halung Woodrin, old punk rock music, country. I listened to a little bit of everything, but I don't listen to a lot of rap because for the longest time, rap has had no real story behind it. Like, I used to listen to like Tupac because to me it was like listening to Shakespeare in ways. Like, I mean, Not in the gangster stuff. I'm not about the gangster life. I think it's a waste of time, to be honest, but that's just me. But there was a lot of things he would say in a lot more of his, let's just call them ballads, because I don't know what you actually call rap songs. Are they songs? Are they just raps? Are they lyrics? Are they philosophical statements? Like, yeah. So I got into this guy named Tom McDonald, and one of his first songs I listened to was Castles. And so I got the song as quickly as possible to the best I could. And then the other fella, I definitely downloaded something that I had never had any real interest in. I never took into other countries' political aspects or ideologies because, I mean, who am I to say what another country does? I mean, as long as you're not breaking human rights, I really don't give a damn, right? But there was this guy. There was this guy named Steven Crowder, and again, I'm probably gonna get ratio just for mentioning his name, but I don't care. So he was at this he was at this conversation or this lecture at this university with this gentleman named Milo Yiannopoulos, I think his name is, and this feminist, what I also deem real feminism, Kathleen Summers, I think her name was. I haven't listened to much of her stuff. I'm actually going to start going through uh, a lot of her content and see what she's about. So yeah, I was just watching it for fun because I didn't know what it was about, and I've been removed from this world for long enough that politics is beyond me right now. I don't know much on the outgoings of the outside world. So, with all the social justice warriors going after, you know, this gay conservative essentially, I guess he's found his way back to heterosexuality. I'm not too sure. So this gay conservative who was married to a black dude, a black guy, sorry, not to be disrespectful, and a feminist who was, uh, she was talking about women's rights, but she was talking about the right subjects in a sense, and people were going like aggressive and like just evil at this. And it came to the point where I was just speeding through certain things, and then I saw this guy, never heard of him before, Steven Crowder, stands up, and he's like, he said something along the lines of like, uh, all I came here to do was talk some politics, tell a few jokes, and you guys just and you guys won't allow it. And like he just rips into this crowd, like I mean, like mercilessly. Like it was a beautiful, beautiful rant. And at that moment, I was intrigued because like this guy was like real. Like that wasn't just something that was rehearsed or something that was thought out. It was just a explosive second of a moment that someone's truths came to the surface. Like there was no real buffer, there was no barrier. There was thinking on the fly, attacking like a comedian would standardly do, while adding truth to a political side of things. So, an adventure took me away from civilization for roughly 5 months. and I'll get into that in another video. So for 5 months, I only had the content that I brought up with me. So I never watched any of his content from that section, and that was going on. That was 2017, I believe. Yeah, and so yeah, when I came back to civilization, when I came back to society, uh, I didn't watch it at first. I didn't even think about it because I lost a lot of, like, I lost my phone, my laptop, everything up there. So a lot of the stuff I had with me, I lost. And I'll get into that again later on down the road. But it was when I came back to try to do the off the grid life. Um, all I had was a phone. I didn't even have a tablet. I lived with just simply having a phone for a year and a half out here before I went with this bank that I'm with now, and they gave me a free tablet for opening a new account. And then I had a tablet for about a year and a half, and now I have a laptop. But yeah. So when I had the phone, I started going on YouTube, and I stopped watching Louder with Crowder, and changed my minds. And I'll tell you this right now: first Easter egg of the day is when you're listening to Tom, try not to think one way or the other. Just shut down the aggressive state of your brain and just listen to the message. If you can't vibe with the message itself, like, and I mean really listen to the message, because there is really no hate in his words per se. Um, in all of his videos, besides the whole Mac Lethal diss. You want to see something great to watch? Watch that Mac Lethal versus Tom McDonald, hilarious. And the cool thing about Tom's videos is all of his videos are done, shot, recorded, all that stuff by his girlfriend Nova, who also is a rapper and also does duo pieces with Tom on some of his albums, and same thing with her albums. He does some stuff on hers too, and I think he even records some of her videos just to kind of, I don't know, either swap places, because I'm pretty sure she could do it herself, but um, they help each other out. It is what it is. They're a good couple that, tries to keep each other's boundaries. Uh, ever growing. Now, for the Easter egg of Steven Crowder, I've wanted to say this for a while, and this is gonna kind of piss him off. Sorry, mind my language. Steven Crowder's videos you should go watch. Even if you hate the man, the thing I like most about his shows is the fact that he gives you all the sources of where he gets his information. So if you can prove him wrong with actual facts, and, like, not just emotion, because facts don't care about your feelings. But I'm gonna get hated for that one too. Uh, the thing I like about his show is, like, yeah, he says, okay, this is where I learned this. This is where I read this. This is where I got this information. He's not just giving you fluff pieces. He's giving you, like, real hard facts, and sometimes they're not gonna align with your emotional state, and you're not gonna always like what he says. But he gives you the option to go through things and disprove them. He's not sitting there saying, "Oh, believe what I say, for what I say is divine." Well, the guy with his ego, he might think that as a joke. People, like, don't lose your head. But The thing I have to say that irks me about Louder with Crowder is their damn mug. I joined Mug Club, took 3 months to get here, lasted 3 whole weeks. It broke on the floor with fake hardwood flooring and composite board underneath. Your mugs, sir, are weaker than the Biden chromosome. And with that, I have rambled on far too long, and now I am jumping off here. I got a lot of work to do, and I gotta do a lot of organization here to make things more feng shui. All right, so this is Sam here of Hazelwood. Thanks for listening. If you like this content, or if you actually would like to see where this goes and heads forward to, please like, share, and all the links are to the left of me, where you can find me on minds.com. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, and yeah, thanks for listening. Catch you on the flip side.